Welcome, Abby Jasmine.
Woo!
Yes,
Thank
cheers.
you for having me.
You're welcome. Welcome to the pink room. First of all, she has pink hair. She was already qualified.
Per.
We have met before, but we're kicking it in a different way this time. So I'm gonna go ahead and break the ice.
Okay.
And we're gonna get into it.
Okay.
All right? So, Abby, what's the first song you remember hearing?
The first song I remember hearing. That's a good question. It was definitely some sort of like Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like my parents are like very into like the oldies, so I definitely remember a lot of that. Like,
Where were you at in the living room? You were in the car. What was going on?
usually we would be in the car, like they would just take me on trips wherever they went. My dad drove, and they would just play Earth, Wind, and Fire all the time.
So do you see yourself having those influences in your musical taste to this day?
Not in my particular, like I wouldn't make a song like that, but I could still appreciate it and listen to it, you know, like sometimes I'll throw on a little Earth, Wind, and Fire, you know, just get the vibe
and when you're
going.
throwing it on, what song are you going to?
They have a song called Getaway that's just very like musical, and it makes you just want to like literally get away and run away. And I love
like
that song. Yeah.
Okay, well, when did you first realize your appreciation for music then?
Oh, probably in like pre-K, because that's when I made my first song. I made my first song in pre-K.
Really?
Yeah.
You were like 3 or 4?
Yeah, it was called Don't Talk to Strangers.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So she was listening to her mom and dad back then.
Yes.
Clearly that was... All right, so wait. Tell me the story about how you wrote... Well, do you remember...
Okay,
wait,
so...
what happened
Okay,
here?
so this is what happened. So, I don't know how I ended up doing it, but like my mom had gotten me this book, and it was called Don't Talk to Strangers, and it came with like a CD, and the CD had the original song like that somebody wrote, and then they had like an instrumental version. So my dad put me in the studio, and he was like, rap this song, and I rapped the song, and then I went to pre-K and I rapped it for my class.
What? Wait, hold on. Back it up, because I'm still a little confused. The book came with a CD?
Yes, the book came with a CD with a song called Don't Talk to Strangers. So the book was a song. Yeah.
Okay.
So we took the instrumental off the CD.
How did y'all do that
Oh
back
my
then? That's what I
gosh.
want to know. Your dad ripped the
Probably
instrumental
had
off
to burn the CD or something like that. I have no idea. Honestly, now that I think about it, I really don't know. Like, how did we do that?
You couldn't download the instrumental file back then.
No,
This was
and
what?
I don't think you could just like take it off the CD. So
No, you just gonna rip the
I don't
layers
know.
apart? I don't know how to.
My parents were very
works.
like technologically advanced for that time.
So they already ripped this.
They
First of
had
all,
the instrumental loaded.
They had this planned out from the very beginning. They're like, we gonna get that book.
They
Don't
said,
talk
get
to
in the
strangers.
studio, get in the booth now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so you first started appreciating music when you realized that you could do it too.
Yeah, and I've always had an appreciation for music though. Like I grew up just like my dad played all types of instruments, my mom sang, so I just grew up.
Yeah, I read about that, and you were saying that how he like you don't even know how many he plays. He just picks them up.
Oh yeah, he literally just picks them up and just starts playing them. Like it doesn't even. Yeah, like I've seen him pick up like a trumpet before, and he just never played a trumpet, but some people just have it.
Yeah.
Like I
That's
can
that
firmly
music.
say like I can't do that, but I could play an instrument or two.
Okay, what was the first instrument you played?
Piano.
Piano.
Yeah.
Okay, you still play it to this day?
I know my way around a keyboard still, but I can't like, I'm not as good as I was when I was like actively playing like every day. Like I started when I was 12 and I played every day up until I was like maybe like 17.
Okay.
So.
What's another instrument you played?
I played drums.
Really? Okay, I can see that.
But
I can see that.
I wasn't really that good. Like I just played in church, you know what I'm saying? Just a little
You
1-2.
played drums. There's people that don't even know how to play drums.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't diminish your talent here. If you're musically inclined, you got something.
Okay, period.
Maybe you weren't playing drums every day, all day.
Yeah, no,
Clearly
I definitely
you're
wasn't.
not gonna be giving drumline out here.
Yeah.
But okay. All right. So That was the first instruments you started playing. But from then, how did your love for just music and playing instruments around the house or being in classes turn into you recording and making music of your own?
So it was like, I feel like it was a long process as far as like I had a love-hate relationship with music because it wasn't something that was like forced, like my dad was never like, oh, do music, but it was something that I felt like was kind of like expected because like my parents both do it, right? So as I got older, I kind of shied away from it, kind of using it as like a bargaining chip to like do whatever I wanted as far as like, listen, if y'all not gonna do what I want, all right, cool, I'm gonna stop making music. Like, but it really wasn't hurting anybody but me, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, it's something that I love. So as I got older and like I'm talking like 18, and I really just had to figure out what I wanted to do like for myself, that's the only thing that just felt natural to me, you know? Like, music. Like, I've literally been doing it my whole life, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, wait, let's go back. I want to, like, get a vibe for what the house was like, because you had siblings, right? Or you have siblings, right?
Yeah, but I'm the youngest.
You're the youngest. So, how young in comparison?
Oh, I'm, like really young. Like, we're, like, decades apart.
Oh, wow. Okay,
yeah,
so you're in the crib by yourself.
Yeah, so me and the second youngest, which is my older brother, we're 11 years apart. So, yeah, and then everybody else is older than him, so.
So when you would be around the house and they would be, your brother was there at times, right?
Not really, like, from time to time, but he joined, like, the service as I, like, maybe when I was, like, 12, 13, he joined the service, so like, he wasn't really around.
You were around the house making music, but nobody else was?
No, I was literally the only one. Actually, I have an older sister that she was making music for a while. Like, she sang in, like, a choir and stuff. Like, they did backgrounds on the J. Cole album. Like, she was doing stuff like that. But, like, as far as, like, really getting into, like, the industry and really, like, consistent with making music, yeah, I'm the only one. Like,
got you.
Yeah,
so
out of all my siblings.
Around the house, mom, dad, playing piano, trumpet, whatever you
everything,
doing.
Yeah.
Y'all ripping CDs, y'all doing
ripping
this.
CDs.
I'm trying to, like, it was a whole record label at the crib, basically.
Yo, like, honestly, still to this day, if you come to my crib, like, in my basement, my dad has a full recording studio just in my basement. And people used to think I was lying when I used to be like, my dad has a studio in the basement, like, pull up. And they'd be like, no, he doesn't. And then they would come to my house and it's like really like some official, like, just in my basement. Still to this day.
Got you. All right, so not making money.
We always making money.
Making music all around the house. Mom, dad, you got the own studio in the basement, blah, blah, blah. And you've been doing this since you were preschool, literally.
Yeah.
You recorded your first track when you were 3. Basically. All right, so when did you go from making music, because it was always around you in the home, to making music for you and yourself?
I would say probably once I got out of the house and I had a little bit more freedom. So I moved out like when I was 18, and I had a little bit more freedom to kind of explore what like I like to do and because at that point, like, I was very like church girl, go to church every Sunday, like I'm playing in the church band, things like that. You know, I'm trying to make my parents proud, happy for me, happy with what I'm doing. And then, you know, once I got older and I was like, okay, I want to do things for me. So it was around like when I turned 18. Like, okay, I just started just making music that I wanted to make.
All right, we're going to talk about what you discovered from yourself and the music you wanted to make in a second. But we're going to pop into a little scene really quick. All right, Abby, so you're going to get in your little mode. We're going to get in position. Okay. I'm going to talk you through a little mini prompt or story or like vision. Okay. And I'm going to ask you what song you're listening to in this situation. And you respond immediately, right? Okay. All right, so it's after school, let's say like 9th grade, you're getting off the school bus, and you're walking. You either got a Walkman on or iPod Shuffle, whatever one, whatever, with the cords though, got the cords on it. And, you know, your little crush that lives in the neighborhood is like walking kind of like in front of you, and you see him looking all cute and everything. And you're listening to some music because you're just crushing on him so heavy and you're a crazy stalker. What song are you listening to as you admire him?
Oh, Thinking About You by Frank Ocean.
Wow, that is a really good high school crush song. That's a deep one.
Yeah.
Mom was like delirious by like, you make me
when that song came out, I was literally, I think, a freshman in high school.
Wow.
And then he dropped his second album like after I graduated high school.
yeah. It was like after the fact.
Yeah, so Channel Orange was literally the soundtrack to like my entire high school experience.
That's pretty deep for it, like for some high school,
right?
I need some Bow Wow or something. Like you don't have to mean that much.
No, I was listening to Frank Ocean.
Funny enough, I have a musical story to think about you.
Okay.
So in college, I was in a few different pageants. In this pageant, I was in the Omega Psi Phi pageant. Actually, shout out to Bloody Side, but I was in the pageant and I played Thinking About You on the flute for my talent. Yeah, and I had a piano accompaniment, whatever. Shout out to Tim.
Oh, so you had a band? You was a band.
No, I did play in the band though. I played in the band from 6th grade all the way to 11th grade.
Okay.
Yeah, no, 10th grade. And I played the flute. But so then when I went to college, I played the flute. I just picked it back up and got some sheet music and just did a quick little whatever and had a piano with it. But thinking about that's no. Oh. There's a whole story to that too. It was you gonna know that story.
Yeah.
Either way, it was a great time. But no, that song means a lot to me.
Yeah.
But like I just can't imagine associating that with high school.
Yeah.
Y'all had some deep high school years then.
Yeah.
Frank Ocean was your high school crush music?
Yeah, it definitely was.
You probably love really hard, don't you?
I do. I love
get on out of that. Okay, all right. We're gonna go back to what we were talking about before. Mm-hmm. That was great though. I loved your answer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's her taste and sound, y'all. Frank Ocean, crush music.
Frank Ocean.
All right. So you turned 18, you moved out, and you're making music for yourself now, and you're experimenting with your sound. You're finding out who Abby is, who Abby Jasmine is. What are some things you learned about yourself, and how did you learn them?
I would say the biggest thing I learned about myself is to not be afraid of my own potential. You know, sometimes you get kind of trapped in what you think you should sound like, or who you should sound like, or what you should be doing. And like, I think the biggest thing was me also like just being afraid to try new things. So like just stepping back from that and like taking myself out of it, I felt like was very important. And also just not being afraid to get vulnerable. Like, I felt like a big thing, because I always wanted to be like, oh, like, I'm hard. Like, I'm not like the other, like, I have no feelings, I have no emotions. But, like, that's not me.
But you was
like,
listening to Frank Ocean.
I'm a lover girl.
Right.
Like, I'm really a lover. Like, I can't help it. But, yeah, like, that, and I guess just overall, just consistency. Like, those are just the three biggest things I learned about myself. Just learning how to be consistent and just working all the time, because you have to.
But you learned all these things through the hard way, maybe, or like through any
Always
particular
the hard
experiences?
way.
So tell us about those
Always
experiences.
the hard way.
See, the people need to know exactly what you went through in order for you to finally learn or finally, understand how to maneuver differently. We all know, okay, boom, this hurts, but like, how did it feel when it was hurting?
Oh, I mean, of course, I've gone through the heartbreaks and the heartaches of having men just trample all over your heart and then just not care.
Right.
So that definitely, growing from that, I learned how to channel that instead of like going back and forth with it. Like, okay, cool, I'm gonna write a song about you instead. Like,
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write a song about you instead.
Yeah, it's like a diary, and that's where, like I said, being vulnerable comes into place, because it's like, I'm going to share my experiences with y'all so that y'all don't have to go through this, because you don't have to.
Or at least you don't feel alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so heartbreaks, going through all of that, and as you were kind of like freshly into your own like womanhood and like being sheltered a little bit, like that's a lot to go through.
Absolutely.
That is quite a lot to go through. And then at one point did like you really like start taking off, or what point did your career really start to look like, okay, this is gonna be a long-term thing, like F a 9 to 5, it's time?
I would say like I really started taking it like a lot more serious, because I always took it serious, like when I started, like when I first got signed and things like that, like I always took it serious, but I think I took it a lot more serious like top of like 2020 when I dropped my last album, Who Cares. Like once I seen all the feedback on that, and I seen like everybody's like hitting me up, and I'm getting support from this blog and this blog, and people are talking about me, and my numbers are going up, and you know, I think that's when I was really like, oh, this is a real thing, and people actually like listen to me and listen to what I say. And it's kind of overwhelming sometimes, right? Because like
a lot of times,
yeah, it's like, oh, you care about what I say, so then you kind of overthink it, and you're like, oh, like I gotta say some all the time, you know? And sometimes they ain't to say.
That part. and that's okay. Just just say some in a really cute way, or in a beautiful way,
Yeah, so yeah.
I forgot what I asked.
I forgot what you asked.
What? We're just fluttering through the conversation. We said we were butterflies earlier. At least I'm a butterfly. All right, so what was I saying? I was talking about you coming into your own sound and all that good stuff.
Yes.
All right, and now that your career, now that you had reached a point where you're like, all right, no, this is real. Like I really am, going down this path, and seeing where you are now. How have you grown since like your first realization of like, all right, this is what I want to do for my career, and now that you've been kind of living through that for like the last however many years?
Oh, I'm definitely way more of a realist.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's cool to have a dream and really chase after it, and like that's dope. But a lot of people are delusional. Like,
ooh, damn.
And it's okay to like to do this. You have to be some sort of delusional, right?
In bliss, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, like we have to be also real with ourselves and like what we're trying to accomplish, goals, like milestones. Like we have to. I think that just made me more of a realist. Like I see things like before it was just like smoking, like what's the phrase? Smoke and mirrors?
Smoke and mirrors,
yeah. It's like that. And then you kind of just see things for what they are, and you're like, oh, okay, like this is what it is. Like, oh, you didn't get that look because you're the most popping artist in the world. You got it because you paid for it. And that's something I have to constantly tell myself when I'm in a place where I'm like, listen, why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? And it's like, yo, some people just, like, you're just not there yet, and you just got to work harder to get there. But, some people just have it easier, and that's fine. But their journey isn't my journey, and, like, I have to do what I have to do, and they have to do what they have to do.
What type of signs do you get that validate you along your journey?
I would just say, like, what do you mean as far as, like, signs?
Okay, no, let me put it to you this way.
Okay.
So, like, there's even this show, for example, like, cool, great. I have it now. Like, at first I didn't realize it for a long time, but it's something I've always dreamed of. And for a long time, I used to think I was behind other people because I didn't have it back then. But like little steps along my life have kind of validated, okay, it's not necessarily my time yet, but it's coming, it's coming. And everything always does come. So like, I guess I'm saying, what are some things you hold on to like keep you grounded and present in that your journey is, unfolding?
Like I said, I'm very realistic just about where I'm at, like in the stage of in my career that I'm at. I try not to put too much pressure on myself to be like, oh, by next year I'm gonna be this, and I'm gonna have this, and I'm gonna have
okay,
like
that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just try to take things day by day, you know, because if I don't take things day by day, I get overwhelmed. I get flustered very easily. Mm-hmm. So like I literally have to take it day by day. And that's all I can do. You know?
You don't need the validation when you don't put pressure on yourself. Yeah, like that. Stay present.
Validation is cool though. You know?
Yeah.
I'm never mad if somebody wants to say something nice about me. I'll always take a compliment. Yeah. But it's not something I need to like thrive.
Well, validation doesn't always have to be someone's like physical, like I validate you or I love your music or whatever. I think it's more so just like your own internal alignments. It's like, okay, wow, like this moment means a lot to me right now. It wouldn't have meant this much to me 5 years ago. Right. So that's how I know for a fact I'm ready right now. That's how I know for a fact this is the time for it. But yeah, all right. We're going to switch into another scene.
Okay.
Let's get comfy. All right, this one's going to be super relaxed, right? Okay, I know that you love herbal essences.
Yes.
Don't we all? All right, now in this scene, you are full and abundant with herbal joy, okay?
That's very
You are laying down on your back in your bed. Maybe there's a cool little canopy, some blue lights going. And you're still puffing and giving as some music is playing in the background. What is playing as you puff past to Marley?
Some Rick James. Some anything by Rick James. I love Rick James.
Wait, for real?
Yes.
I thought you were saying I'm on some Rick James.
No, Rick James, like Mary Jane. I love that. Okay. That's my favorite Rick James song. Mary Jane. She's a very freaking girl.
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm gonna add a layer onto the mood. All right, I say all that to say now it's raining and there's candles lit.
Okay.
And it's low key booty call hours, but you don't got no booty calls. So what are you listening to right now?
Baby, who cares? Riding do, yeah.
Who is that?
Chris Brown.
Oh, I hear that all the time. I just didn't really realize it. Bring it over to my bed.
Yeah, you don't know what you did.
Okay, all right. Uh-huh. Okay, I get it. Okay, so dang, that was all the layers to the move. So it's either Rick James or Chris Brown.
So different. Those are two very different mediums.
Rick James and Chris Brown. I don't know. You got to start out for the playlist that starts with Rick James and ends with Chris Brown.
Yeah.
You could do it though.
I could definitely do it. I love making playlists.
Yeah,
I just have a bunch.
Too.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. How do you make playlists? Tell me about that.
Okay, so the way I make playlists is it depends on what I'm doing. So I have activity playlists. So I have like my gym playlist. I have my driving around playlist. I have like when people come over, like depending on what it is. So like at a Friendsgiving, I'm like, okay, this is my Friendsgiving playlist. And I just, honestly, it doesn't really matter like the name of the playlist because I'm gonna still put like the same 20 songs in each playlist because I only listen to
right. Yeah.
But like I just put them in different orders.
All right. So okay, if this is, let's make a small playlist.
Okay.
Live. Okay. This is Abby, Jasmine, and Drea's One Night. Give me a song. I'll give you a song. We go back and forth.
Okay.
3 songs each.
Okay. So let's start it off with One Night by Lil Yachty. I know you. This is gonna be really hard.
I said wine night.
Wine?
It's okay. If that's your wine night, that's your wine night.
Oh yeah, no, that's a wine song.
Okay. Well, I was gonna do some Coco Jones. I see you or something.
Okay. Hold on. Let me get back to that bag. Let me get back. Wine and dine. Give me do another one.
Okay.
Let me think.
It's wine and dine. We're sipping on. We got little wine glasses. Clink, clink. You know, we might have been full and abundant of herbal essences as well. Mm-hmm. Chilling on the couch, toes out.
Maybe Michael Jackson. Little butterflies.
Yeah, little butterflies. Little butterflies. Okay, so maybe it's butterflies. Okay, so butterflies.
You give me butterflies.
All right. So you start out with Yachty, then we went to Coco Jones.
Then we went to Michael Jackson.
Now what am I going to do? Dang, okay, I'm going to go to Janet then. I'm going to do Lonely.
Okay. Oh, that's my song.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, and then I'm going to throw a wild card at you, and I'm going to say...
I'm not ready for this.
Miley Cyrus, Party in the USA.
She got to get out the house. She got to get out the pink room. This is how you get. It's okay. Your taste and sound is your taste and sound. No, I love it though. So no, that's why I love doing this because like
USA.
You tell me what you want to hear in those moments, and then I'm talking about what I want to hear in those moments. And you just learn more about people and what they like to hear.
I don't think anybody would listen to our playlist.
I don't think anybody would either. I mean, any playlist starting out with Yachty one night, I don't know if I would
and
go to
ending with
it.
Party in the USA.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah.
The songs in between though, you got the Janet and the Michael. We did good. We did. I'm looking at everyone like.
And then honorable mention, we could put some Sade in there.
Oh, absolutely. Okay,
that's it.
She just cured herself of the Yachty. All right, we're good. We're good. Okay. Wait, how do we get on the playlist? Okay.
Because I said I make playlists for like different things that I do during the day, but they're really just the same songs, just reorganized.
Okay. What's a playlist that you've been meaning to make that you haven't made yet?
Oh, I definitely want to make a playlist like for my boyfriend.
Oh, wait, hold on. Say it to the camera. For her boyfriend.
I'm gonna make you a playlist. But I don't know if he'll listen to it because like he'll probably listen to like 3 songs and then he'll be like, oh, that's cute. And then we've been together so long. Yeah, so.
I mean, you never know what day he'll actually just really, really listen to it.
I know, and he'll be like, wow. Like,
yeah, maybe it takes him a second.
But I'm gonna make him, but like this is the type of, like, I'm gonna make him a straight trap playlist because all he likes to listen to is like just like house music and like Tame Impala and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, you need to listen to Chief Keef.
Damn.
So I'm gonna make him like a Chief Keef playlist, like with like.
How he gonna go from Tame to Chief Keef?
I don't know, but he's gonna try. He has to.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you gonna turn him up?
Yeah.
Did you ever live in the South at all at any point in time?
Never.
We do love trap so much. I know you have an appreciation.
My manager's from Atlanta, though.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, like we listen to a lot of. Like,
I went to school in Atlanta in 2010. I lived in Atlanta from 2010 to 2019.
Oh damn!
As you can imagine, there were some beautiful years of music. The song "No Hands" by Waka and Roscoe and Wale, it's literally ingrained in my blood. Anytime that song comes on,
you have to move. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. No, damn, we keep jumping all over the place, but this is so much fun.
But this is like how my brain is on the regular, so
right. That's fine. It's fine. We made a playlist. We talked about the playlist that you're gonna make for your stinker. We're talking about songs I like, and now I want to talk about. Okay, I remember what I want to talk about. I want to talk about like just like the latest like milestone that you like hit in your career or something, some high, like something with a lot of engagement that's kind of like researched a lot of like your drive towards what you're doing and the next project, the new project that you got coming out.
Yay.
So what was the last milestone? And tell us the story.
So the last thing I did that went kind of crazy was I did On the Radar. I did a freestyle. And that was just something like I was playing around. Like I was writing, like I don't really rap like that. Like I do a lot of like R&B centered things. Like even if I do rap, it's like melodic type of vibes. But when I went to On the Radar, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just rap. Like I'm gonna just do it, right? So I went and I did it, and then 2 months later they dropped the video, and everybody is like going crazy, and I'm like, oh, y'all like that? So I'm like, oh, y'all like that?
Oh, y'all like that? Oh, okay.
So yeah. So that was cool. Hit a little million views and getting posted all over the place. I was seeing.
What attitude did you go into that rap with? Like, cause, or when you, I don't know if y'all write them before, or if like, how does that really work?
We write them before.
Okay, got you. Well, either way, you have some type of idea of what you're gonna embody when you step in and you do that. So like with your typical, I guess what I've seen you coin it as like moody or sassy R&B / rap / just your own vibe. Honestly, you're really just you.
Yeah.
But like with that vibe versus like how you came when you were rapping, that was a little bit different to me from what I've seen. Why did you switch it up and like really what did it take for you to bring that out?
Well, I want to be known like not only just as like a singer or whatever. I want to be known as like someone that just is always like pushing their pen and just always like constantly just getting better as far as like writing goes. Like I love to write. So I felt like I just had something to prove. Like I just wanted to talk a little like, So
that's how it sounded.
Yeah, like just a little talk.
Yeah.
I don't think that hurts anybody, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just had a little chip on my shoulder, and
you got it off?
Yeah, I got it off.
Are you sure you got it off?
No.
Okay. Well,
I always, you know what? I always, even if I don't have like a actual problem, I always like to just keep that little chip on my shoulder just as a as a reminder. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, this is when, remember that time that the third grade said you was ugly?
Damn, not the third grade.
Yeah, like it's like, all right, I'm gonna do it for you. Like, you the hater. Like, you're the one I'm talking to.
So
like,
on the radar, you were rapping to the third grader.
No, I was rapping to everybody that's ever done me wrong. Like,
Yeah.
everybody, men, anything in between.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So you're able to tap back into your emotions like that through when you're trying to embody. Well, actually, let me ask this. In your writing process, do you like take time to tap into those emotions in order to write, in order to get it out? And how do you do that if so?
It's a mixture of two things. So sometimes, like, if I'm going through some, like, I could really just go and write a song there on the spot about how I'm feeling. But 9 times out of 10, like, I just tap back into those old experiences that I've had, or like sometimes like a friend will be like, yo, like this is what's going on with me, and da-da-da, and like I'll try to write things from their perspective. Like I try to just do things like that, you know.
Do you write with your, like, are you the kind of friend that if I came to you, I'm like, hey, I'm going through this, can you write me a song? Can you write with me? Can you help me write it?
mean,
can you do that?
I could help, but I'm very much like, I like to write by myself and then like I'll share it with you.
Okay,
like,
so tell me about how you write by yourself and like what that process is like.
Okay, so usually what I'll do if I'm writing by myself is I'll take the beat that's already done, and then I'll record like a freestyle, like just of me doing whatever, like melodies, hook ideas, any words that come to mind. It probably sounds like nothing, but to me, like, it helps me kind of figure out the direction of the song. And like, so I'll do like 2-3 takes of that, and then I'll chop them up like how I hear it sounding. So like if I hear one part that's like, okay, this sounds like it could be a hook, like I chop it up, I save it, and I put it, you know, and then from there, once I have the skeleton of the song, I'll go back and I'll write to like the melodies that I already have.
Got you.
Yeah.
So you kind of like,
I kind of write them in reverse.
Yeah. Like you just
Yeah.
put a bunch of stuff out and then you're like, now let me reverse that back to what a verse could be like, or
Yeah.
what the hook sound like.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Has it always been the case? Literally since you started, since preschool?
I mean, no. At first, I was actually like just writing pen pad, like no music, like just writing songs. But I can't do that now. Like
Is that harder to do?
Hell yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
It's so hard
You
to
were so
just,
smart as kids.
I don't know how we did it, because how do you write a song with no music? Like,
You had it. It was the imagination.
yeah,
We were living in such an abundant.
for real. Because 24-year-old me now is like, where's the drums? Why are there no drums on this beat? Like, yeah, like I need the music to help guide me in a sense, you know? Yeah.
To help guide you. Okay, well, speaking of guide, it's time for me to guide you through another scene.
Okay, I like these.
Okay, all right. Marley's in this one, okay?
Okay, oh, my son.
All right, so it is, let's say, it's probably like, what is it, dawn? Yeah, the break of dawn, and we are walking along the beach, and I want to say 7 Mile Beach in the Grill. All right, and Marley is having the time of his freaking life. He's getting walked and maybe just had some orange juice or something, and the waves are crashing, but like not on Marley because he's little gets soaked away. But what song are you listening to as you walk Marley's prancing behind up and down the beach, and then you hear and see the waves crashing in and out?
Prom by SZA.
Okay, I could get with that one.
It's like a little morning. That's like a morning bop. It's
Yeah,
like,
it is.
when I listen to that and like I be on a train, I'm like Like, I feel like I'm still at high school. Like, something about that, like, brings me back.
I think that's why she
Very
wrote
relaxing,
it like that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Prom by SZA. Okay, wait. Let's talk about more SZA. I want to know, like,
SZA.
some of your favorite SZA tracks.
Oh, okay. Supermodel is definitely up there. Drew Barrymore. 20-somethings. I didn't get that song until I turned 20-something, and then I was like, oh, okay, girl, you know what you're talking about. What else? I think that whole Control album, like, it spoke to my life. At the time, though, when it came out, I didn't really appreciate it. And then once I, like, got in my early 20s and, like, you really start going through the life, I was like, okay, girl, like, you was spitting.
Right, and I was literally in that part of my life when that came out. Yeah. So I totally understand. Yeah. Okay, hold on. So outside of SZA, what are some other female R&B acts that you love and admire? What do you listen to right now outside of yourself?
It's not a lot. I've been in the process of mixing and mastering my album, so that's all I've been listening to lately, literally.
Okay.
But hold on, I gotta see my Apple Music.
Yeah, pull out your Apple. We'll go to your Wrapped.
Oh, I do listen to a lot of classical music though.
Me too.
I listen to a lot of Chopin. Love Chopin. I just feel like it helps my focus. So like I listen to a lot of classical music.
You just made me think of something. All right, I like film scores. I like watching or listening to film scores and like watching the movies with myself in my mind. Like for instance, Tenet. Have y'all seen Tenet? I'm talking to people out here, but like if you listen to Tenet's score, it's amazing. You can watch the movie in your head with it. Also Pirates of the Caribbean, my favorite score ever. What's a score that you really love? I was just
gonna say Euphoria. I love the way they scored that show. Like the music choices, like everything. That's one of my favorite shows. I love Euphoria.
Yeah, there's something about Euphoria's sound that's like so unique and like it gives like high school but like dark but like tainted but like there's still an innocence too, though. Yeah, there's a theater side, but there's still an innocence to like I said Sephoria. Sephoria, Euphoria, but I do love Sephora. Shout out to Sephora.
Yeah, we love Sephora.
There's an innocence to their sound, but still like I don't know how to explain it. It's like cake, keep it nod, but like I'm making up words at this point.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean, Drea. I'm talking to you, Drea, too. I'm talking to myself. All right, so we talked about SZA, we talked about other R&B or what you're listening to. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see.
Pull it up.
So it says here, okay, I've been listening to some Ariana Grande.
You know, she always feels good to listen to.
I love me some pop music.
Me too. Like, what's your favorite Ariana Grande one?
Oh, God Is a Woman.
Okay.
I love that song.
That's a good one.
And
Dangerously?
No, I like No Tears Left to Cry.
Oh, that was a minute ago, right?
Turning it up. Yeah, she's rapping on that.
Oh wait, no, that was one of her more recent ones. I like Honeymoon Avenue. You know that project?
Yeah.
And then Be Right There with Big Sean on it.
Oh, that song is really old.
Yeah, that whole project, the one with Mac Miller.
Yeah,
that was
No, Ariana Grande, like that's my girl. She got some bops.
She does.
Her and Miley. Have you listened to Miley's album?
I have not gotten into it, but it's not that I just won't try. It's just that it just hasn't happened yet.
No, you have to do it. Her last album, so good.
Is it better than Ariana? All I need is Ariana for real. That's all I need.
I mean, I don't want to put two bad against each other.
You're right. We don't do that here.
But it's two different vibes. So like, if you want like the pop, like Ariana is like where you go, but like Miley is like some pop rock. Like it's
pop rock. You're right.
Yeah, it's fire.
Clearly, she's a rock star. Yeah, no. Damn. Okay, pop rock. You need to put me on some new artists I should listen to, or some artists you probably don't think I listen to that I should tap into, because you started out with Yachty for our playlist, so I already know your spectrum is different than mine.
Mine be all over the place. Okay, so Do you listen to Big Baby Gucci?
Actually, not routinely, but I've worked with him before,
I
and I listened to Hotel California is my favorite track of his.
Oh my gosh,
Or is it
he
called
has
California?
so many bops. All of them are so good. I love Big Baby Gucci. He's one of my favorites right now.
All right, I need to get back deeper
Drop
into
Top Lexus. You gotta listen to Drop Top Lexus.
Okay.
You gotta listen to De Niro.
He puts a lot of music out.
A lot. Like, he's very consistent too.
Very
like,
consistent.
Yeah.
Huge fan base.
Yeah. I'm Big Baby Gucci.
All right, shoot. Well, I'll tie back in Big Baby Gucci.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm trying to think. What else? Any more? Female artists?
Female artists that I listen to. I really with Journey Montana.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love Journey. She's a sweetie. Love her. In New York though. Oh, of course, my homegirl Janelle Mack. She's from the Bronx. She's like fire
I haven't
R&B,
heard of her yet.
Fire R&B. Like, we write together like that. So yeah, she's really dope though.
All right, bet.
Yeah, that's my vibe. Like, just supporting my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned classical music earlier.
And classical music, yeah.
All right, but now you made me think about something I read about you, that you used to want to write jingles.
Yes.
What's your first of all? What's your favorite? I have a couple questions now. What's your favorite jingle? That's the first one.
The best jingle is "We Are Farmers." Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Why is it the best one?
That one. Hold on. And get connected for free with Education Connection. Get connected. Y'all remember that, right? I went to high school, didn't do great. Now I gotta get more cash.
Wait, that sounds good.
Yes. No, that was a vibe. That was a vibe.
Okay, do you consider like 90s sitcom or like just sitcom like opening songs jingles?
Not necessarily. I think theme songs and jingles are two different things. Like, when I think jingle, I think of like McDonald's and like just brands, but like,
okay.
Do you think those are the same thing?
Not really, but they kind of have the same like, everlasting effect. Like, my favorite jingle is, well, not jingle. My favorite theme song to a sitcom is 101.
Okay.
I
haven't watched a lot of 101.
Oh my God, I can watch that show anytime and every time.
Yeah.
It's good like background music, but every time I hear that song, you know how when you hear jingle, like it feels good, it feels nostalgic. Yeah. Every time I hear the opening song of that, I feel so good, feel so nostalgic. Like, I can just be mindless and not think about anything at all. But okay, that was just my take. That was my take. What are some what's your favorite like sitcom theme song?
My favorite sitcom theme song would probably be, damn, that's a good question. Off the top of my head, maybe Living Single.
Okay,
Living.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. I was gonna say As Told by Ginger. Have you seen that one?
Yes. You know what's so crazy? I was just talking to somebody about that show. Like, it had to be like last week. And they were singing the theme song, and I was like, "What song is that?" And I looked it up, and they were like, "That's like one of the worst like theme songs ever." And I was like, "Really? I don't even remember it." To like, yeah. Like,
I think it was Macy Gray or something like that.
That was Macy Gray. Yeah, I think she did sing the theme song to that. She has like that soft, like whispery, scratchy voice. Yeah.
Yeah, she's always had like that. I don't know. It sounds like my mom.
Yeah.
Type vibe. Or like sounds like the beauty shop. That's what it sounds like.
Something like that.
Well, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. I want to talk about what you've been noticing in music lately and any trends that you've been following.
I try not to look too much into trends because I feel like me, I'm the type of person, like, I'll fall into a trend and then I'll bust my brain trying to think about how I can, like, not fit in, but like can take the trend and like flip it on it. Yeah, and apply it. So I try not to really like think too much or focus too much on trends as far as that goes. I'm really just focused on myself, like just bettering myself. Like, that's just my vibe. Like, I don't really keep up with trends. Like, I like what I like.
Yeah.
And
Well, I asked that because, well, not because I want you to apply trends to yourself, or I'm asking of that. More so, just like anything you've been noticing in music, because we care about this, right? You love music. Anything you notice in music that's been kind of like changing the culture, shifting the culture in a way, and if there's anything you want to talk about.
I would say samples. I'm seeing people like definitely liking that nostalgic kind of, you know, sampling old songs. Like good music, it always comes back around. So like I always see people, especially now, like people are just looking for more nostalgia. So I see a lot of like sampling and stuff like that. Like Nicki's been doing a lot of sampling. I know Koi is going crazy with that record that has the sample on it. So
Players.
Yeah.
Players.
I like
actually
that song.
really like that song.
It's cute.
I'm about to make it one.
Bye.
I know that's catchy. No, but the samples and the nostalgia it's important. I was talking to someone about this recently, how, you know, there's the new age, the new wave of sound, right? There's always a new wave of sound. New generations being born and reinterpreting what's been heard before them. Yeah. But like the bridge between my ears and like someone who's 12 years old right now is really wide. And if they want to keep me in the bridge without having me like, you know, shift my focus, gonna say that, you kind of have to pay some homage or like the recipes, right? Yeah. Pass the recipes have to get passed down. Yeah. So I definitely I'm enjoying what the sample, or not with the samples, but I'm enjoying what, you know, the culture is bringing around with Jersey Club and drill and even R&B. Like everybody's kind of like reviving what happened like back in the Pretty Ricky days, at least for me. And like we love to hear that. You know what I mean? We need that. Now we can reinterpret it for present day. Yeah. But, you know, I think it's still important.
It's just like you said, it's just bridging the gap between like the people that, you know, originally heard the original records and like the kids today, you know? Yeah. And that's important, you know? Like I feel like on both sides people are very misunderstood. So if music can be the thing that brings everybody and can bridge that gap, why not?
All right, well, I want to ask more so about your project that's coming up. Okay. Because the question I'm going to bridge that to is, are there any samples on the upcoming project that you can share with us?
There are no samples.
Okay, no samples. All original. All original.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Like, I want to definitely get into, like, sampling and stuff like that, but just of what I've been through as far as like trying to like clear certain samples or like I just rather like let's just make something from scratch. If I sample anything, it would probably be like melodies or like things like that, but not really like sampling like actual songs in production. Like I would just like do a
Got you.
There's no samples though. Everything's original.
All right, so no samples, everything's original. Yeah. Talk us through the storyline of the project.
Okay, so it's called Growing Pains. It took a long time. Not really a long time, but maybe like a year and a half to really like map out everything. And during that time I was just going through literal growing pains, like still to this day, like just going through different every day, and it's like Jesus Christ.
When does it stop?
Yeah, like when does it stop? But it doesn't.
It don't stop.
It doesn't. It just comes around in a different way. It's like, okay. Damn. So so I was just going through at first I thought that was never gonna get done because
How long have you been working on it?
I've been working on it since I wrote the first song for it 2021.
Okay. In 2 years.
Yeah. And the years are starting to like just blur by, like just it's literally a big blur. But yeah, 2021 I started, and I had like a bunch of different songs recorded, and then I thought that I was gonna I was with the label at the time, so I thought that I was gonna be doing that. And then the project sounded completely different at that time, and I just wasn't confident in it enough, and I just felt like this isn't my best work. Like this doesn't represent me fully, so I scrapped everything but like 3 songs, and then
that's a lot.
Yeah, I had at least like 10 songs for the other project, and then I scrapped them all except 3, and then I just took those 3 and I dropped them on SoundCloud with no kind of idea of what I was gonna do next, but I was just like, it was kind of like a retaliation because I had that project for so long, and like nobody at the label like wanted to drop it really. So I was like, listen, if y'all not gonna drop it, like I'm gonna drop it. So
and you had somewhere to drop it.
I texted my manager and I was like, listen, midnight, it's up. Like we gonna drop this. And
how did it do? Or how did they do, the 3 tracks?
It did what it was supposed to do. Like I took the songs down like now because I'm getting ready to re-upload everything like for DSPs. Everything's mixed and mastered properly and stuff like that. But it helped for a little while. Double XL named the project like one of the best projects of the year so far. What was that, last year? Yeah, last year. Which was cool. Oh, my bad. Just for being like a little SoundCloud tape, like that I just dropped on SoundCloud, like for Double XL to like pick it up and stuff. I thought that was fire. But yeah, from there I was just like, I don't know what's next. And then I was just running around all summer being independent and just trying to figure out what my next move was, if I wanted to go to another label, if I wanted to do something, stay independent. And during that time, I met an engineer. His name is Jay. And he has like a studio like in literally like boondocks in Long Island. And
I have never been up there.
oh my gosh,
I don't know what's
it's
past
so far. It's like
what's past the airport. I don't know
oh
what's
my
past
goodness,
that.
it's so far. It was so far. But I went, and after like months of or weeks of persistence from one of the girls that worked at the studio, like I got out there because it's far. Like it's far. But we got out there and they were willing to just help me finish the rest of my album. So we locked in maybe over like 3 sessions and I was able to finish it. I had like maybe 5
in the
songs.
sticks up there in the sticks?
Yeah, and this was
probably
literally
beautiful.
in December. Like I finished it in December.
Oh, that was like 2 months ago.
Yeah, I just finished it. Literally just finished it. It's still being mixed and mastered because I'm very tedious about that. So
aren't you glad that like everything that you thought you were gonna put out with it back then, like clearly you're just not finishing. I mean, there's parts of you as of right now in this present day in this year that are now reflected on the project, whereas they wouldn't have been back then.
Yeah, I feel like I needed to take that step back and like reassess and just, you know, really just figure out how I wanted it to sound. But like once I met people who had like kind of the same mindset as me and they were like, let's work and like let's make something really dope, you know? And it just makes things easier because I always felt like, oh, I have to do this all myself. I have to write everything myself. I have to come up with everything myself. And like, you don't. That's why people have teams. That's why people have people around them that are helping them, like, you know? And once I kind of let go and I was like, okay, I don't have to do this by myself. Like, I could still be involved in every aspect, but not have to do everything by myself.
Yeah, delegating stuff.
Yeah, and once I was able to do that, like, still being heavily involved in the writing process, but also having other people in the room with me to collaborate and be like, yeah, Abby, like, that's not it, or like, this is really fire, you know, like that helps, and it gets the job done way quicker too, like, because you just have a bunch of people that are all on the same page, and like we're all like, okay, this is the goal, this is what we're gonna do. Yeah.
I wanted to know if like you have any dates that you want to, or any rollout dates or anything you're ready to share about the project.
Not yet, because we're still like getting all the rollout stuff together. Like I've been doing a bunch of filming, like, and
for visuals.
We've been working on finding like the directors to shoot the videos, stuff like that.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Are you your own project manager too?
No, Smooth is my project manager.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Hey, girl.
Yeah, she's on the ball. But
you're very involved in everything. It seems like even for you to even know all of that,
I'm very involved. Like,
which is okay. Like Beyonce is very involved in everything she does. You know?
I like it. Sometimes I get very overwhelmed at all the stuff that I actually have to do, but I do like being involved in the process. Like I like the fact that I'm the one that's literally doing all like the splits and everything for everything, because I can make sure everybody gets their fair share. Everybody is happy with it. You know what I'm saying? No mistakes. Like, I'll know that, you know, I'm doing it. I like it now. I'm not going to like it when I really got to like put in splits, like for real, but I like the administrative part of it to an extent. Yeah. Like I'm just learning a lot, like about just even how to put out a project correctly, like by myself, you know, because I always had like a label like to help me, and like they always did everything for me, you know, like so doing it myself though is definitely empowering, you know, because it's like I can do this by myself. Like I don't necessarily need the big machine. Like I get just as much done like now, just being by myself, me and my team. You know?
Now that you know what to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
All you gotta do is do it.
Yeah, and of course, like the leverage you build up from being at those, like in those rooms, like at those labels, it's like, okay, like I met so many people that still to this day, like,
believe in you.
Yeah, and like I can call them and be like, hey, like I need a favor, like, you know, like, and I think it's just good to keep relationships in the first place. Like, don't burn any bridges.
Yeah.
Someone said, don't burn bridges when you know you can't swim, and I cannot swim.
I can't swim either. Oh, I think I read about this. You read that about you like water sports, but you can't swim.
Yeah, I like jet skiing and like canoeing and stuff. Like, I cannot swim though. Yeah,
I won't even try to do any of that.
Give me a life jacket though, and I'll.
I will do life jacket.
I'm outside.
But no, I'm the kind where even if I touch the water, if my feet can't touch the ground, my body goes into panic.
Yeah,
and I have anxiety pretty bad.
So that happened to me only one time, because like I've never been, my parents always scared me about going into like lakes, the ocean, things like that.
As you should be.
Yeah, they're like, don't wade too far out into the ocean or you never come back. And I was like, okay. So I never like even stepped foot in the ocean. But then I took my first vacation. I went to St. Martin and we went on the jet skis. It was so fun until I decided like, oh, I'm gonna be cute and I'm gonna jump off the jet ski into the lagoon with my life jacket on.
With the life jacket, okay.
But then I'm looking down and there's no like fish in the water. There's nothing. It's just empty, dark water. Yeah, and then I can't get back on the jet ski because I'm floating. So the guy, the tour guide is like, you have to take the life jacket off to get back on the... I said, no, I will die. No. I will literally die. I got back up there, though.
I'm about to say, you had to make it work?
Yeah, I had to.
Well, let's...
I wouldn't be here to tell the story.
Right. She wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her making it up there.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up, I wanted to ask about like your dream recording experience. So... is there a destination or a certain aesthetic or a certain place that you would wish that you could camp out at for a week or however long you need and bring all the people you need, all the vibes you need, all the essences you need in order to create your best labor of a project? I
would love to go. I do this like every year. I'll take me and like whoever I'm working with at the time, like we'll go to the Poconos. So definitely somewhere in the mountains. I definitely want to go to like Colorado or something. I just I'm not a cold girl. Like I don't like the cold, don't like being cold, but I can appreciate mountains and that type of scenery. So yeah, definitely like somewhere like Colorado or Aspen, you know.
You know how to ski?
No, I could snowboard a little bit though.
Okay.
We went to what's the name of the spot that we went to? Is it
Jersey?
Big Snow?
Big Snow? Jersey?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
It's Big Snow, right? Yeah.
It's not real snow though.
It's not real snow, but it feel like real snow. Okay. It's cold.
You still have to learn. You still have to know.
Oh yeah, no, we was busting our It was like 5 or 6 of us. We all went. It was like $80 a person, right? And we stayed for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
They give you all the equipment, and we was just busting our. But now I could kind of snowboard a little bit.
All right, so Abby Jasmine cabin trip, riding camp, recording sesh, all that jazz.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, I would actually love that though.
That was we just cooked up something.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, Abby, thank you so much for joining me and chopping it up with me and telling me all about your musical taste and all the stuff that's played into who you are and what you love about your music and other music in general. That's really it for the Pink Room. So
thank
until
you for
the next
having
time,
me.
you're welcome.
That was so fun.
Okay, I'm glad you had a good time.
Yay!